Yo, right here in the small box, core button, we're going to get into this video. We got another video about how Rock Nation snaked Arya Starr. And when it comes to me and my Afro beats, when we're talking about Afrobeat stars, I'm right there. Arya Starr is an amazing Afrobeats artist. So that's going to be the next video. We're going to get into the Jalopy video after. Then I'm going to think about the Curtis King video. And then we're going to be in the Discord chatting. So the faster we get through these videos, the faster we can head back to the Discord and have a little meeting. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and do that. But for right now, we're going to see what's going on with 4Batz. My curiosity is piqued when I read the title of this. I have no idea whose channel this is. Get Like Prince. This is the first time I'm here. Yo, if you do well, you might get a sub from me. You know what I'm saying? So let's not waste no more time. Look, we're going to go ahead and get straight into the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tap in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Let's go ahead and get started and lock in with this right here, all right? Let's go.
In the music space, he came up basically off his sound not matching his image.
What the hell is wrong with your microphone, Nick?
He was this singing ass dude wearing this shiesty, portraying an image that seemed like the opposite of how his music really sounded. He was one of them artists that had a real fast come up. I mean, one day we didn't know him, and the next day he was everywhere getting cosigns from the entire industry. Drake, Kanye West. He was getting industry plant allegations thrown on him on top of everything else.
Yeah, bro, I was going in a dark place, and I was at a creatively, you know, everybody was saying, oh my God, he's gonna be the next this person.
Right.
He just dropped this song. His project did this. He got a song with this person, since his career is going like this, he's gonna be like this. Oh, his career's going too good. He's an AI. Oh, his career's going.
Industry plant.
He gotta be an industry plant.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. He got it. Bro, people don't even know that whole time I was independent. That whole time.
Facts.
Because I was nervous. Cause I'm like, all right, I don't even want to sign now. Cause y'all, I'm this. I'm like, damn. Like bro. And then where I fucked a bit is I'll be looking at the internet a lot, and that fucked me up.
Those aren't even real people. Like nobody on the internet
that.
will actually say that to your face. So you can't even give them your energy.
I'm gonna tell you this.
But early in his career, he made a real interesting decision. A decision to sign a little deal with Drake, with OVO. And y'all know what happens when people tend to sign deals with OVO. Their careers kind of go bad. 4Batz,
Bro, the fact that this is common knowledge. Bro, we can't win. The fact that this is common knowledge. Bro, this ain't fiction. This is a known fact. Is that not messed up? I don't even know who dude is. This is a known fact. That's crazy to me.
he popped up out of nowhere. He had the industry really confused because his music wasn't bad. I ain't gonna lie. If you want my opinion on his music, I liked it. I liked the album he dropped when he first came out. They had a lot of replay value back in 2024. I'm not gonna lie. But he was playing into that gimmick. He was a big part of the gimmick era. A lot of people recently, especially, they come out and their image is a gimmick.
Nah, this lineup is insane. This lineup is crazy. Yo, I feel bad for Ice Spice on this lineup. This is nuts.
You feel me? We got Dave Blunt. His gimmick was he fat and he raps about whatever he want to rap about. He'll just say some of those outlandish stuff on the song just to get attention. Too slimy. They make ear pollution, but people somehow listen to it. That's his gimmick. People been thriving off gimmicks over these past few years, and 4Batz kind of went along with that. His gimmick was not matching his image. He coming out here looking like hood dude, but his music don't even sound like that. But with somebody blowing up as fast as he did, of course them industry plant allegations was gonna get thrown. Now, look, y'all know how I feel about that whole industry plant conversation. Too many times in the industry, music in general, not even just hip hop, people will blow up and they could have a documented blow up. It could be, you mean, years of music, years of a catalog, but just because you as a person didn't hear that music before, you automatically thinking, oh yeah, that's an industry plant. When that's not the case. My nigga, they got a whole past that you just don't know of. Now you want to throw the industry plant label on them. If you've ever wished payday came sooner, this might Oh man,
Get your money, nigga, but I'm not. We
which
skipping
will
this.
definitely on top. I feel like people will see a person get signed after years of hard work and then immediately say, "Oh, that's the industry plan." An artist, for example, he dropping year after year, album. For example, Kendrick Lamar found him. Kendrick Lamar signs this artist who been dropping music for years. He got a catalog. He been trying to make it. He finally get his big break. Now instead of people celebrating that, oh, he got discovered. Somebody found this talent. People immediately say, "Oh, he don't deserve that shit." Like, he a plant. He don't deserve none of the success he getting. He don't deserve this co-sign, this feature, this placement, any of that. Y'all know how the industry get. So many times people just throw out unnecessary hate, and I think that's just the commonplace with the internet as a whole. We're just in a hate era, and I feel like the internet is always gonna be in a hate era where hating gets more attention than just regular, positivity posting. And it's YouTube. That's how YouTube works. So many creators, I guarantee you, would want to drop more positive content or more things about what they want to talk about, but the algorithm doesn't support that. The algorithm supports this negativity. Why do you think hate posting on Twitter is so big? Why do you think hate posting on all social media platforms is so big? Because that's what people want to see. People want to hear you talk shit. People don't want to hear you talk about what's good. They want to hear you talk shit. So when a new artist come up, 4Batz, for example.
Hey, let me hear that part again, because that's facts.
Platforms are so big because that's what people want to see. People want to hear you talk shit. People don't want to hear you talk about what's good. They want to hear you talk shit. So when a new artist come up, 4Batz, for example, even if he wasn't a plant, which is kind of iffy on that question, but even if he wasn't a plant, he blew up. Niggas hated on him. That's the cycle everybody goes through in the industry. Content creation even. But 4Batz's career picked up so fast because of TikTok. Remember, he had the image behind it. If you can have an image, you can have TikTok on your side real fast. Why do you think that nigga with the weird haircut blew up all them years ago? Because he was rapping, his haircut was weird as hell. It blew up online because they like, well, what's going on? If you
Hey, hold on. Shout out to Buddy. Shout out to Buddy for that track, because that track was tough. How'd it go again? Yo, mama, I'ma love you. You're a warrior, survivor, or something like that. I remember that song. That song was everywhere. And then nigga went to jail. That's crazy.
Because he was rapping, his haircut was weird as hell. It blew up online because they like, well, what's going on? If you know how to work that TikTok algorithm, you can make a career. Now, will it last? That's a question we don't know. It's rare for like a TikTok artist's career to last. But with 4Batz, I feel like he was a TikTok artist at some point. He kind of still is. That's what he blew up off of. And I think that's what a lot of people look at him as. But he was an interesting case. When he blew up, everything changed. He said himself at the time when he dropped his first bit song, he was at Walmart. He was clocking in and out. His song blew up. And within these couple months, his life changed. He went from Walmart to Drake and Kanye West and being put in front of the world. Billboard write this back in 2024. 4Batz has signed a deal with Drake's OVO label for one EP, according to two executives familiar with the deal. The EP deal is a short-term license, the sources say. Multiple labels have been looking at 4Batz since his big track took off during Christmas week. Executives say it's one of those two viral songs that the major labels have been aggressively chasing in the first few months of the year. And Drake coming into a picture with an artist is always a bad sign, if I'm just gonna keep it 100. It's too many times where we'll see Drake come into an artist's life and their career just ends right there. That's that Drake effect. Sometimes you know that Drake stimulus might help a nigga out, but a lot of the times Drake will find an artist, steal their flow, steal their sound, shelf them, throw them away just because he can use them. And that's kind of the cycle of Drake. He gets around people, he steal the flow, he steal the sound. Y'all know the whole Drake conversation. But he uses these artists a lot. He'll throw them right in the OVO sweatshop. An example of this, I Love McCone. He had been coming out recently, kind of speaking on how it was a mistake of him.
Bro, keep flipping them burgers, bro. You did it to yourself. We looked into that story already. You did it to yourself, gang. Keep flipping them burgers.
Signing with Drake, signing the OVO. How Hip Hop wrote this: old tweets resurfaced, relationship fractures, and suddenly the same industry that once lifted McConan on his shoulders were laughing at his downfall. Even worse, he has said he was being branded as Drake's quote-unquote new toy. A pawn in the game.
Excuse me? Being branded as Drake's new toy is crazy work.
Even worse, he has said he was being branded as Drake's quote-unquote new toy, a pawn in the game he hasn't signed up to play. The doors that opened were quickly closed, and McConan was left questioning whether the co-sign that elevated him also confined him. In the conversation they had with McConan, he really broke down the Drake situation. He broke down the tensions that came up between Drake and OVO and McConan. And like the article said, at one point he felt embraced, he felt love, but then he was abandoned the next. McConan would talk about when he seen The Weeknd one time, and he kind of adopted Drake's beef, and it hurt a lot of his ties within the industry. He said, I saw The Weeknd one time and I didn't know The Weeknd and Drake had problems or they weren't on good terms. So I'm like, oh, what's up? Then it became...
Let me tell you something about The Weeknd and Drake. If these niggas were really on that kind of timing, if they were really like crash outs, I promise you, this city would have been in civil war off of these two artists. I swear to you. If these dudes were crash outs, if Drake and The Weeknd were crash outs, Toronto would be torn in half off of these two. I swear to God. But don't get it twisted. OVO and EXO, nah, that's some real beef right there. That's why when it comes to the shooting at the embassy, bro, people that know it wasn't no LA dude coming over the border with some straps and then go shoot the damn front door and then run back. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It's literally EXO dudes that did that. Like, that's it.
And I didn't know The Weeknd and Drake had problems or they weren't on good terms. So I'm like, oh, what's up? Then it became, oh, you're Drake's new little quote unquote toy or some shit. It's like I'm Drake toy. I didn't know Drake did that. I didn't know that was a thing. They had me running around the industry like I'm one of Drake's minions. McConnell kind of realized that his relationship with Drake wasn't just business, wasn't just professional. It was pettiness put behind it. It was little personal issues that build up and stacked on top of each other to break this relationship, to break this deal in half. So yeah, he signed this Drake contract thinking it was just going to be music, but it was a lot more than that. Granted, when it comes to 4Batz, the deal he signed with Drake was a 1 EP deal, but there's no telling what Drake really got his claws on when it comes to 4Batz. Who knows if he still has any type of control over 4Batz to this day. But it kind of goes back to what I talked about at the start, the OVO curse. It's like the 1017 curse. You go to OVO and it's like your life is different. Something changes within you with your career. But at the same time he working with Drake, he was also working with Kanye West. 4Batz blew up. He had his singles come out. He had Drake get it put on the single. Then he drops his album. This album has a Kanye feature on it right after the Drake deal. So think about it. This brand new artist who was never known before popped out everywhere and got some of the biggest features you could get in hip hop. Drake and Kanye West separately. Love from people all over the industry. Of course, people was gonna question this.
But I do think maybe this is a character look of his because I don't think this is how he records music, bro. And why the fuck does he have to have a shiesty good? Now, here's the thing too. This is the thing about, this might be a proper plant. I'm gonna tell you why this might be a proper plant. If they have erased his existence off of the internet before he got popular, oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That is good. That would be a pro move. Erase. Is this the guy who shoots the videos? If they erase his existence.
But what about today? 4Batz still does drop music, but he isn't really in front of people like he once was. So many people forgot the man even existed. Let me ask you, when is the last time you thought about 4Batz in his music? You don't know, because he was everywhere at one point. Then 2025 came along and it was like a lot of that slowed down. It was like the dial turned back on 4Batz, because I don't think I thought about him one time last year, and I talk about music for a living. But 2025, he dropped singles. He even dropped the album back in September. But that album kind of came and went, and it wasn't a big commercial success. But did his fans like the project?
It's like, to think about where he started, I feel like, I'm not going to say his sound was a joke, but the whole, his persona, you know? Seeing the what was it called, I was about to say On the Radar, seeing his front on the block performance, that was the first time I seen him, and seeing the appeal of the visual and seeing him sing, it came off as a joke. But
you know what though, let me expound on that, because I forgot the group of guys, I forgot their name, but they had skits. Mind you, these are like rap skits, but it was funny as hell, because it's like, oh, if Hood Dudes produced, or if Hood Dudes sung Baby by Justin Bieber, and that was like a viral kind of like, it was like viral content because it had millions of views. Like, it had viewership like it was a music video. even though it was a skit, and it was actually good. Like, I'm gonna see after the video if I can find one of them to kind of help explain that, because like looking at 4Batz and how he came out, it's like it was kind of emulating the same video where it's like you got a bunch of dudes with tats on their face, toting guns, but they singing "Baby" by Justin Bieber. You see what I'm saying? Or they're singing like "Friday" by that one girl. You know, but like they look like real gangsters. But they be on some pop star shit. So when you saw 4Batz come out, he had the shiesty, and you can only see like this part of his face, and then he starts singing with this auto-tune. They thought it was parody, but it's like, nah, that's actually his persona. And it kind of sucks, because if it wasn't for that viral content, it wouldn't look like that. It would actually look like some dope shit, but that's what happens.
From going to his project, listening to that, the first project that he came out with, you know, I'm not gonna say he wasn't committed, but I felt as if he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out with his sound. But so far with the singles that have been on this project that was released before the project released, he's 100% committed. Ad-libs, the hooks, even vocalizing and layering the vocals and shit, Chad. Okay, hey.
Looking through the conversation online behind his last album, it's kind of split. Some people like the project, some people look at it and they're like, damn, he didn't really evolve at all. He's stuck in the same place he once was in. But he only really 2 years into being in the industry. We only been seeing him for not that long. So it's like he could come back, you know, he could drop a song tomorrow and it's all over TikTok, or he couldn't. But if y'all want my opinions on 4Batz as an artist, he does have a lot of good songs. Look, if you want some new music to listen to, I suggest you listen to his first album, because it wasn't bad. It was a pretty good album. Now, some of these people online might have been saying different shit. Anthony Fantano, for example, I remember he reviewed his album, he gave it a not good.
And from the sound of the rest of this EP, early on already.
All right, but to keep it tall, bro. Okay. If I'm gonna be super honest, if I was a casual viewer and I saw somebody was reacting to this album, and then the person reviewing the album was this person, I'm not gonna care for his review. If I'm gonna be super honest, I'm not gonna care. And with his history, I know a lot of people still cool with him after the things I've heard come out of his mouth. I never watched Buddy. I was never there supporting the videos that Buddy put out. I never cared for him. I see he was in a couple of the major compilation reactions for the Kendrick videos or the Kendrick diss tracks. I'm like, cool. I seen his face before, but I never watched dude. So, like I said, if I'm looking at an album like this, and then the person reviewing the album is this, I'm okay, man. I don't need to know about his reaction.
He seems to be having a hard time following that track up with something that is even half as interesting. So yeah, this thing is underwhelming. It's pointless. It's rushed. It is lacking in depth, it's lacking in sound, it's lacking in substance, it's lacking in everything. It's low-key obnoxious, and honestly, if you're looking for spacey R&B, there's about 2 million other superior options
Hey, that front part of your head hanging on for dear life. I ain't gonna... Let me stop.
out there on the internet right now. So why you would listen to this instead, I don't know. Yeah, this 4Batz EP, it's not good. The viral visuals and videos that have come along with kind of the breakout singles that dropped out of nowhere in advance of this thing. And while I kind of appreciate at a baseline what tracks like Date at 8 are doing or trying to do with the eerie, stripped back, kind of alternative skeletal R&B production, the very nasally boyish lead vocals that are sort of odd and unbecoming of a dude like 4Batz who's looking, you know, a little shady, singing in the shiesty.
But for me personally, I think that was a solid album. It's a couple standout tracks on there, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like the biggest problem with 4Batz is an internal battle he's been facing for a long time. A battle that he's been public about. He pays a little too much attention to the internet. Many times throughout his career, he would always say, look, like the narratives online, what people say about me on Twitter, these tweets, these posts.
Hey, King, I don't disagree with you, bro, but like, you know, when it comes to your past and the past that Anthony Fantano has, gotta be blunt, bro. You out here talking crazy. For me being dark skinned and the things you were saying, just being honest. I'm keeping it tall. Like this cup, like, I'm just saying, bro.
It bothers me.
The media, but like I said, Anisha, she came in my life, and she was the one. I gotta give her all the credit, and I dedicate everything to her because she came in my life, and she was just like, "Hey, yo, nigga, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. Like, you looking at these tweets, I ain't gonna help you with nothing. You know what I'm saying? You doing it to yourself, and you the reason why you're going in this dark path." She kind of like made me look myself in the mirror and tell myself like, I'm still standing, I'm still shining. And that's the reason why I came up with this
This man was with Angela Yee. Oh, they really try to put him in position.
project. That's why you hear
Still
all
shining.
these love songs, because it brought me out of that to be able to say, bro, I'm finna make a love album, bro.
And
Real
I
talk.
will say that even when you went on tour before, you got a lot of great reviews about your live
People love that
performance,
shit.
which is
People
a big
love
deal.
That shit. That shit was
Yeah,
swag.
sometimes we don't focus on the love as much as we focus on the criticism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is normal because a lot of people, a lot of artists had years of building a career, right? They have the mental strength for this. They did this for years and years and years. So it's like, oh, I'm kind of numb to like this online hate. Now if it get real bad, okay, you can't really be numb to it. But for the most part, a lot of these artists will see negative conversations around them online and then look at it and not internalize that. For example, I done spoke to some artists myself. I'm not gonna name names, but I remember last year I made a video, a downfall video on this artist, right? He calls me, he hits me on Instagram, and he basically like, look, bro, I seen your video, let's get on the phone and chop it up. So we get on the phone, we chop it up, and he's basically telling me like, look, I get it. Like, you on the internet, I'm not really internalizing a lot of this shit that's being said. You doing what you do, you documenting my past, you talking about whatever you talking about. So it's like, oh, I get it. You doing what you do. You getting your bread, you making your videos. That's what the people want to see. So you giving the people what they want to see. But not every artist thinks like that. Some artists will see it and immediately, oh, I'm crashing. I'm internalizing this hate. I'm feeling shitty. Like, especially when it comes to Twitter. Them Twitter narratives get crazy. Them Twitter narratives, people will real life not just talk about the music, but really hate these people. In my videos, I don't hate people. I always say this. I talk about niggas how I would talk about them to their face. Like, I would never say some shit on the video I wouldn't say to somebody in real life. That's my...
Shit, me too. Me too. The things I'm saying, the way I'm explaining it, it's the same way I would tell anybody else to their face.
thing. But when they go to Twitter, when they go to TikTok, when they go to Reddit, these other platforms, people will get on here and they will genuinely say some crazy shit just for the fun of it. And a lot of these artists internalize that. 4Batz, he didn't have the years of building up this mental fortitude to, you know what I mean, not let this shit tear him down. So when he gets online and he sees these negative conversations, it bothers him. Every time he does something, the internet was focusing on every move, trying to say he flopped, trying to say this about him or that about him. So many conversations around his name are never really the best. And he had to get out of that mindset. But how do y'all feel about 4Batz as an artist? How do y'all feel about this whole conversation? What happened to him?
Damn, you just gonna end it like that, nigga? Is this what you do? you don't tell people like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, you just go, all right, click. Like, is that what you do, bro? God damn. Like, Jesus. Sorry, I'm new here, gang. I'm new here, you know what I'm saying? I saw the title, I saw the thumbnail, I got interested, so I pull up. But damn, Jesus. Like, hey, bro. The curse continues, I guess. The curse continues, cause when you look at 4Batz as an artist, he checks a lot of boxes. A lot of boxes were checked. It's just the way that they were handling him is the reason why it didn't work. Y'all were not handling him correctly. That's why 4Batz is like, he's nowhere to be found right now. This guy is missing in action, MIA. Like, he crash landed somewhere and we cannot find him. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, y'all didn't handle him properly. I felt like, excuse me, I felt like he would do better under QC, and that's not even a lot. If QC got their hands on 4Batz, I feel like 4Batz would be doing a lot better with features with Lil Baby in them, instead of putting him with Kanye. Because when you think about it, looking at 4Batz, and then how he sounds on a track, and then you want to pair him with Kanye? Heck, you want to pair him with Drake, it doesn't even make sense. It makes sense to put him with people like Lil Baby in them. It makes perfect sense. But you had him on the other side of the fence thinking that was going to work the same way. And now where is he? Y'all wanted to put your hands on, well, not like that, but like, y'all wanted your hands on this artist so that you can put him in position to win while at the same time making yourselves win, and it didn't work. It didn't work. It should be around like Memphis, should be around Atlanta. Even just keep him in the Midwest, like, it'll make more sense. But to have him up here, where is he? As soon as he came up here, where did he go? Just disappeared. Hey, we got Schizo up in here. What's good, Schizo? How you feeling, bro? I hated Drake on a remix of that song. They tried to force something that never should have worked. That's what happens when you fall for the theatrics. Because with the name Drake has, a lot of people are going to sign right away with not even comprehending the situation you're in. It's not good. It's not good whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So you got to choose very wisely. That's why a lot of people really be saying, make sure you have a lawyer present when you want to go and sign something. Because the lawyer is supposed to catch what you're not able to see. And if you have the right lawyer with you, he gonna make sure there's gonna be money in your pocket. That's their job. That's a requirement. If the artist gets money in their pocket, that's how the lawyer gets paid. If the lawyer's not putting money in your pocket, the lawyer don't want to get paid. He's getting paid by somebody else. If y'all ever heard the two lawyers on separate cases kind of situation, and they be doing under the table deals. Oh, if your client loses, you'll be getting this much from us. Kind of situation. Now, we heard about that all over the place. Let me see if I can find that video. I don't even remember how to word this. It's been so long. But as soon as I see it, I'll know. Who the hell? Let me see if I can find it. Let me try and put in Gangsters. Gangsters singing Baby by Justin Bieber. It's been so long since I watched videos from these guys, so I don't even know if I can find these kind of videos no more. I feel like this is something I might have to research because I'm not about to spend my time trying to find this. I'm gonna try one more time. How do I word it though? This is just a shot in the. It's like a shot in the dark right now, cause. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna find this. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to do some research to kind of find this content, cause I'm trying to show the comparison. I'm trying to show the comparison that 4Batz has with these guys, but I don't even remember what their channel name is. That's the biggest problem. Like, I'm trying to remember it, I don't remember. I really don't remember their channel name, bro. Damn. I don't know. Yeah, no. I'm not about to sit here and try to find it. That's something I'm going to have to do off stream, because once you see the comparison to what 4Batz has with those guys, knowing that they have skits and 4Batz is actually trying to do it, then you're going to understand. But it is what it is. That was a good video, though, for sure. Oh, yeah, there's a Culture United tonight. Oh, I forgot it was Wednesday. And they got, hold on. They got Simba? They talking about Iceman? Uh-oh. Rick Ross sends shots at Drake while leaving a cryptic message. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I think it's kind of what you're talking about. Look up Rise. All right, I'm going to try that. Rise Hendrix? I don't even think that's the name. Because I remember it was like some like college dudes that were doing it. Rise Hendrix. Nah, it's not him. It's not him. Like, it was like some like young light-skinned dude that be on some neon shit. I just don't remember his name. It's on my old YouTube account. But I don't even remember the password for that old YouTube account, so I don't even think I can access that. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. But let's keep moving. Let's move on. Let's move on. What time is it actually? Damn, it's 7. It's 7 right now. Holy crap. Well, fortunately, this video's short, so we can definitely do this video. Right here. But I want to make sure I end early enough so we can watch the Culture United. Because, yeah, listen, y'all know me. Like, when Culture United has something to talk about, I'm pulling up. I'm just saying.